Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Production Summit. Woo! All right. So who is their first day here? This is their day 1. All right. A bunch of new faces. And out of those people, oh, yes, we have someone who drove here from Vancouver. Thank you for waving. I think the farthest traveled, though, there's someone here from Tokyo. So thank you for that. But it's just a testament to the event and all the people that love all the education that they experience here. A couple things. I just want to say a special thank you to Simon, John, Andy, Moshe from Microsoft, Rick, Mary, Giselle from NVIDIA, John and Herman from AMD, and Fernando from Microsoft, and of course to our host, Fuse. We couldn't have done this without you, so thank you again to Fuse for hosting us. Yesterday, I had such inspiring conversations with so many of you, and I wanted to say that someone mentioned to me that, Production Summit they love that we're speaking all about the future and the possibilities of everything that's possible with AI in production, but also the practicalities. So they really loved that we're showcasing that. Another woman came up to me and said, "You've given us a safe space to speak about AI," which I thought was really impactful. I think in production, we've all been very afraid of AI, and I'm so happy to say that our sponsors have given us this time and the space to allow us to showcase these tools and, given us that safe space. So again, bathrooms, if you're here day 1, are located towards stage 2, and that is also stage 2 through those elephant doors, so bathrooms out there. We also have a bathroom truck out here to the left. Wi-Fi is listed near the door that you came in. There's a sheet on the wall, and stage 2 is over there. But I am so excited to welcome my first up speakers. From AMD, we have John Canning and Andy Beach from Microsoft. Come on up, gentlemen.
Oh, I should drink some.
Hi, guys. How was your drive in?
It was LA.
You flew in, Andy.
Yeah. It was LA traffic. Yeah.
Well, day 2.
Mine's easy. The Uber knew how to get here.
We all made it. Yeah, good. So, John, yesterday we had an opportunity to speak with other sponsors, and we asked them, why is Production Summit important to them? And we'd love to know that for AMD as well.
Oh, sure. That one's easy. I love softball questions. Thank you. Early in the morning. That's what I need. Production Summit has been important to us from the get-go because, I like the word safe space, but I like the word productive space, intimate, spending time with the peers, getting into these conversations and being able to have a deeper discussion on the conversations. It's important to do this with our partners and to find those moments where we can talk collectively, because no one of us does this by ourselves, right? It is chips, it's services, it's servers, it's creative, it's software vendors, all coming together to make amazing things. And if any one of them doesn't do it by themselves. And so this represents that ability for us to bring all of these things together and have these conversations.
And Andy, I know we had Simon say a few words yesterday, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on why Production Summit.
Yeah, I think it's a chance for us to connect with the broader group. I feel like we say a lot of the same things over and over, but they tend to be closed-door sessions, and it's small areas. And so this is a much larger platform, and it's a chance to say the same things, but to be able to say it in a place and then hopefully prove it and back it up with the partners and the demos and the other pieces that we're showing. The proof points are incredibly important.
Amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
And I think the important thing is that we constantly have a conversation of, okay, that was last year, now what, this year? And I hope we will have that conversation again, because our industry is changing. Things are different. People want to talk about different things. The pace of what's going on changes. So it seems that we also have the ability to change the nature of the event and what we want to talk about based on what's going on.
Amazing. Well, at Global Objects, we use all three of your services, from Microsoft to AMD and NVIDIA. But, Andy, specific, to many of the studios, it seems that they have yet to work with Microsoft as far as like production-related services. And I was wondering if you could provide examples of media services available in Azure and how technologies fit in with AMD.
Yeah, it's a great question. There's so many times, and I think it's happened more in years past, but there are conversations where I walk in and they're like, I didn't even know you guys did media. That's amazing. So the reality is we're a giant platform. We're one of the largest clouds in the world.
In the known universe.
Yeah, so every day there's a new one. We even have an orbital team working on it. So it's really about that connectivity, having the ability to have compute anywhere in the world for access, and then working with the production applications that people are going to want to bring to those workloads. So we have a wide range of GPU and CPU for the compute. We've got dark fiber that connects all of basically the fastest backbone to move high-quality files and high-quality signal between a variety of regions rapidly. So we have all the pieces to go in and build the right solutions, and we do some of this directly with the application partners, the ISVs, but then we're also doing a lot of it directly with the large system integrators that are pulling together larger pieces, whether it's like a remote production workflow, whether it's a live signal or a back channel coming from a set. Or all of the AI pieces that we've been bringing to bear now for more than a decade that are driving a lot of the new innovations that we've been talking about and apparently creating safe spaces to talk through.
Wait. You mean AI didn't start just this year?
No, and it didn't even start last year. It turns out we've been working on it since like the 50s in many different ways. Yeah, it's crazy.
And John, how about you? How is your partnership with Microsoft and media in general, or the studios, propelled forward?
No, it's a great question, and I mean, again, back to my earlier comment of it takes a village, right? I mean, we make wonderful chips, but they have to go inside machines and they have to be connected to services, and the partnership with somebody like Microsoft, where it gives global access to compute resources where you need that, and at the configuration you need, right? I think the wonderful thing is that the different types of configurations to meet the different compute needs, be it CPU related, GPU related. We've launched a number of instances with Microsoft that the Pixar RenderMan challenge over the years, right? For example, just one example of that. But it is about that you as creatives, you as ISVs being able to say, okay, what kind of computational power do I need? And what configuration, and where, that I think has been key. And as we look at it, I work a lot with both the desktop world and software partners there, and the hybrid aspect of this, where you're not just doing compute in one aspect. You're not just on a desktop. You're not just in the cloud, but that intermingling of it, and how our software partners can work with that is something that basically I worry about every day.
Yeah, I think really all the workflows are hybrid. It's not that it's a cloud workflow or an on-prem workflow. Those two have to work together. You can't have two separate workflows for this. That it has to be one piece, and the data just has to intelligently move where the compute power is.
It was interesting. We recently, my team and I, went and collected data all throughout England, and Microsoft connected us with another company called Support Partners, and we were able to take 4 terabytes of data that we collected on site and get it up into the cloud pretty quickly. So we, again, thank you for all of that connection. And
yeah, and I mean, that's just one of many ways, and 4 terabytes, it almost feels small at this point for some of the way that these workflows are starting to move. And getting it from the locations you were, I mean, you were in the middle of nowhere. There wasn't even cell signal part of the time.
Yeah, undisclosed location for undisclosed title of said production to come out next year. But we were very grateful for all the connections that we made there. Is anyone in the audience using production services from Microsoft or AMD yet? No? Well, you have two.
Yeah,
great-
there's that person over there.
Oh, right
He's-
there.
he's
Oh,
right
he
outside.
came out
Thank
of
you very much.
came out of the woodwork there. I love it. I love it. Well, as we said, we had an amazing day yesterday. Andy, I'll start with you. What did you learn yesterday here at Production Summit?
Holy cow. First of all, I realize I've been in the industry a long time because I saw a lot of faces I haven't seen in literally like now double decades. And so it was amazing to connect with people and to hear how our roles have changed over the years, so many ways, but that we are still passionate about the work we're doing, and everybody had something that they were excited to tell other people about.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you, John?
I was going to say how old we are, but we're not going to go into that. But it's just the constant concept of retooling, right? And the learning new things. And what I'm always refreshed by is that there will be something new, some new nugget that I'm like, got to dive into that. And, those conversations were happening yesterday. And again, it's meeting with the partners and talking about solutions. I met the support partners yesterday. We got talking about, we found we had a common connection on something that, who knew? That's why we gather in these sort of things. And it's always invigorating and refreshing.
I saw a presentation by Blue Vishnu where they do volumetric capture, and Alex scanned himself when he was going into a weight loss journey, and then 5 weeks later scanned himself again. And I thought that was pretty interesting to just see the subtle changes in your body just from capturing over 5 weeks, which I thought was really cool to see.
He could buy a scale, He could just.
Yeah, well, that's true. What are you excited about for today, or what would you tell our attendees to really engage with or, capture today? John?
Okay, those of you that weren't here yesterday, you've got a lot of catch up to do. Sorry. And then today, frankly, I'm looking forward to some new faces again that I didn't see yesterday. I'm looking forward to catching up with folks.
And you, Andy?
So I know Leonard Arul from my team is going to be talking about localization and how rapidly that's changed in a couple of hours, and I'm super excited to see that come together. And then I know Pinar, who was here last year from Kubrick, is going to be talking on this stage later this morning, and I'm super curious to see the evolution of things that have changed. It's been amazing to see things that change rapidly year to year at the summit.
Oh, amazing. And now we're opening it. We have a couple minutes for questions if you have anything to start the day off, or we can jump right into our keynote. Any questions? No? All right, we're going to we have a question, yes?
She's got a question. She thought of one.
Here, we'll give you a microphone.
Thank you. Just thinking about one of my projects at the Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya, and the ability to be able to get compute there as we are launching into simulation-based learning and being able to do visualization systems of building food forest projects. So perhaps this is something we can talk about afterwards.
Strangely, I know a guy. So, yeah. We last year for the IBC Accelerator, we actually did a remote connectivity from everywhere project with pop-up 5G, and one of the locations was in Kenya. And, as a backhaul for broadcast communications, but then it's also backhaul for data.
I remember that project, and actually, because we were part of it with you, and it was actually literally bringing your Azure subscription directly to an on-prem device running AMD over 5G. So as soon as it hit the box in the field, it was actually already in your Azure subscription, and it was already running AI services.
Andy, just so we can feel safe, how do we know that the media that goes onto your servers is not going to be used to train models in the future? What assurances can you give us?
Well, first of all, I want $1 for every time I'm asked that question, because literally I would just retire and I'd be done, and nobody would ever get to ask it again. So Microsoft has an entire area called Responsible AI. It's actually the first thing we launched with AI back in 2014, as Azure was really forming as a cloud. One of the tenets of that, first and foremost, is your data is your data. So anything that's in your subscription lives in your subscription. We have no way to see it, access it, know what it is. Another tenet that we have with that is that all of our models, when you access them, you're just accessing an API call to it. There's no way that any of your data can flow back into the model for the purposes of training. And that's the way that we deploy, and that's absolutely the way that we do it. We also have a transparency report that comes out every year that talks about where our data comes from and how we source it ethically and how we license for that. So there's a variety of pieces of documentation that live online that you can go look at to learn more about it. And you can rest assured that your data is going to continue to be your data, and it's not going to be part of the systems that we use for training.
Ooh, I love it. Any more questions?
Got one right there.
Right here?
So my question is, if you're a developer and you're trying to decide which cloud to build on, can you build different parts of your deployment on different clouds? And how do you migrate from a cloud if you need to?
Yeah, great question. And so actually, I would say in this day and age, it's incredibly smart to be thinking about a multi-cloud solution.
I like to say polycloud.
Yeah, polycloud. Hey, live your life. You do you, boo. But really, when you think about architectures, you don't want a single dependency on any one area that can go down. You want redundancy. And so building across multiple clouds and even multiple on-prem environments is a way of safely making sure that you have redundancies in other areas to be able to do it. So you absolutely can do that. A lot of the way that we do that in the cloud today is by what we call containerizing services, so that you're removing dependencies that are specific to any one cloud, and you're running things effectively in a virtual environment. And that virtual environment can run across multiple different areas and multiple different clouds.
I would say at Global Objects, it's run by our clients, so whomever they're working with, and they have tenants or vaults inside of their provider, we work with them in that scenario and their side of tenant. Any other questions? All right, we're going to reset. We're going to take 2 minutes and have our keynote come up. Thank you, everyone.